Alright, welcome back to Satisfactory, everybody, and I swear, it is always dark in this game whenever I want to record. But that's fine. We've got a few things I want to do today. You might have noticed there's a space elevator out here, and I did some things, while, I was waiting to be able to record again. I kind of went through and finished all of the, the tiers 1 and 2 that we could do. Got all of that, so now we've got part assembly, the obstacle clearing, jump pads, the resource sink, and the MK2 belts, and then also all the base building, the basic logistics, and the field research was done earlier as well. Have all that, and I figured while we're waiting, I would make the space elevator, and I did actually record it just so you could see what it looked like.
Project assembly initialized. Congratulations, Pioneer. The space elevator will now automatically connect with the Project Assembly orbital platform. Project assembly is divided into phases, each of which require the delivery of project parts, such as smart plating, via the space elevator. Subsequent phases unlock access to new tiers with more advanced technologies to construct, automate, explore, and exploit. It is time to be honest. This project is part of the Save the Day program, the largest united undertaking in human history, destined to save us all. Earth is in peril and only Fix-It pioneers offer hope for survival. Fix-It is counting on you. Humanity is counting on you. Do not let Fix-It down.
And so yeah, that was setting up the space elevator. For now, what I did is I just kind of made a ramp up to it, but I really want to utilize this spire right here and keep this as the center for kind of like everything that I'm going to build here, like the base or something. I want to make it, well, I guess you can say I want to make it difficult on myself, and thought, you know what, let's make this the centerpiece, and then we'll build out and around from that. I did also record kind of all of Ada's sayings that she had when we completed each of the milestones.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies. Potential technologies include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fix-It's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fix-It's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract. Milestone reached. Solid biofuel, created from any biomass, ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note: will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month? You could be, if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun, it's contractually mandated, fun, fun, fun. Milestone reached. You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as AWESOME. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the awesome resource sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more. Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome. Milestone reached. The Fixit Jump Pad combines high technology and innovation for optimized factory traversal and an ideal travel experience. Clarification. Ideal travel experience not guaranteed, individual results may vary. Pioneers are responsible for all workplace accidents resulting from jump pad usage.
So yeah, I figured I'd throw that in there just in case anybody was curious and was following along. You're, at the same pace and up to speed with where we're at. So a few other things that I did is I finished doing some building. So in the last episode, we kind of had built all the assemblers, started building screws, all that fun jazz, and I've got everything up and running. So on this platform, as a good reminder, we've got plates, we've got rods that are being made, and then also on here, what I did is I am now making rotors. So we needed 20 per minute and 100 screws per minute to be able to make rotors. So I've got 3 sets of rotors, and they're pulling screws from above, and then we're just pulling rods from down here. Just kind of outputted and dumped a bunch in there. I said I'm full on rods. We're not utilizing all the rods here. We're not being super efficient, but it was enough to kind of be able to make the stuff that we need for our first space elevator, and we'll get to that here in a second. So if we go to the very top, it's a little bit of spaghetti up here, but again, some of this is just temporary because I did just want to make those smart platings that we need to get to our next tier, or to finish phase 1. And so up here, what I'm making is the reinforced iron plates. So we've got 3 machines up here. That's taking plates, and it's taking screws, and I've got a lot of machines. We ended up having, 12? Yeah, 12 constructors. So we've got a whole bunch of screws, and what I did is I made a, what do you want to call this? This would be so this is like a level loader, a leveler. Basically what it's doing is I've got, 3 lanes that are running kind of at different speeds. Like this one's only pumping out, I think, like 60. This one's like 100, and this one's like 120. But what it does is I've got all 3 lines coming here into this splitter, and then each splitter connects to a merger on this side. So basically what you have is you have this bottom one. Like, I won't show all of them, but this bottom one goes straight into this bottom splitter. Then one lane comes out, goes to the second one, and then off of this side it goes all the way up and goes to the third. And then same thing, this middle one goes straight forward, goes to that one, top one goes to that, and then they just interweave into where each of those splitters connects to each of these mergers. And what that does is this balances your load. And that's it. Dang it, that was it was a line balancer. So kind of what I have coming out of here is an even, I think it's like an even 100. It's kind of what it averaged out to, something like that. And then those are fed down below into creating the rotors that we needed, because we needed a bunch of screws for that. And then some of these are also coming out and being fed over to this way to be made for the reinforced iron plates, just so we can start making a few. Like, I've got a decent amount starting to collect up here, just because we're using less. We're using less than what we're actually making. And so it just kind of helps build us some general resources to help us build in the future. So basically, why are we doing all of this? And that is because all of those parts, so the rotors and the reinforced iron plating, comes into this one assembler, and we are making smart plating. Because we need 50 of these smart plates to be made to put up into the space elevator to open up our next phase. And in here, I've been just slowly collecting them, and look at that, we've got 125 already. So we can take one of these 50, and let's get up to the space elevator, send this out, and get to our next phase. So let's come up in here, and I can't remember, can we load it? Yep, there we go. Alright, let's seal it.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of project assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore and exploit for a better fix-it future.
Alright, let's send this thing out, get to the next level. Alright, let's take a step back and watch this. Alright, and that was us sending off product out on the first trip for the space elevator. Sweet deal. Alright, now how can we... need to get out of photo mode. There we go. Let's see what Ada has to say.
Phase 1 of project assembly completed. This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder. Not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of Project Assembly.
Yep, everybody loves kitties. Alright, let's see. So, look at this coal power. This is exactly what I wanted. So this is going to be our first milestone that we're going to work on trying to get completed, is going to be this, because then we can finally get away from these these burners. So I actually have every burner running, and we're making 360 watts. So I think we're going to work on the coal power first. But before we do that, we've got some things to research here in the MAM. Because I've been collecting a few things, and I think I actually have a hard drive. Do we have a hard drive? Yep. Alright, so that's going to take about 10 minutes for that hard drive to scan. So while that's running, let's see what other things we've got. We've got some of this that we can run. Oh, we can't... you tell me I have to wait for that hard drive to go first. Can I cancel it? Alright, while that's running, let's get everything that we need for the coal power plant. Alright, hard drive scan has been completed. Confirm.
Hard drive analysis completed. Alternative recipe selection available in the MAM.
Ooh, let's see. So we've got the alternate bolted iron plate and the alternate bolted frame. Oh, both of these could be pretty good. But we won't pick anything yet until maybe we get into a bind where we need to. Because it would be good just to start collecting and then figure out which ones we want after that, because we could always rescan later if we needed. Alright, let's start going through and scanning all the things that we have. So, let's start with the spitters.
Overclocking development completed. Power shards can now be inserted into all buildings to increase input and output speed. Underclocking is also possible. Note: power consumption of overclocked buildings increases exponentially.
Very cool. So now, if we come up to... I don't know, let's take a look at this machine. So if this wasn't running at 100, we can actually slow it down now and throw in a power shard and increase it. So that is very nice. That'll help us kind of limit power. So we're going to need some DNA capsules, and I think all that. Let's see. Do we have enough for some coal power? We do. I might... Oh, I'm going to have to build some more cable. Alright, let me make up some cable, and then we'll start working on the... oh, yeah, we got a decent amount. We'll start working on building some coal power. Alright, so managed to grab everything. Also brought some copper sheet, because we're going to need this. And also, while I was playing around and stuff before recording, I made this ramp so we have access to come all the way down here, and you can kind of see where I was thinking of putting those coal power plants. And then I guess the coal that we need to pick is somewhere over there. So we should be able to kind of run it across the water. I think that could be kind of cool. Make like a bridge, like a floating bridge, come all the way across. Now we do have to be a little careful coming down here. And honestly, I would like to take those things out, but like you can kind of sneak up to them, but when they're in the water like that, you can't get them. You can't sneak up to them and get them. So at least last time I tried, I failed horribly. So let's see. I wonder if we can sneak up kinda close to it. Oh, dang it. Yep. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. Take it. Go. Go away. Back, evils. Back. Oh, no. Alright, let's, Oh. Come on, take. Aww. Uh-oh. We died. That's okay. Let's, get back down there and try this again. Okay, yep. Got it. Cool, killed it before it, got a chance to spew those things out. Alright, that's good. Let's go over here and see about building some coal power first. Let's start roughly, probably about right here. Yeah, alright, so we got 1, 2...
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point, because they understood their responsibility to humanity. Adjusting pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
Alright, so there's our 8 coal power plants. And for the 8, what I found out is if we use 3 of the water pumps, that works the best. So it's the perfect ratio, so 3 to 8 will give us exactly the amount of water that we need. No little, or no less, and no more. So we'll just extend this out a little bit so we have room to, you know, room to do some of our piping to get all this in. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is roughly the center. We need water pump. And let's go. Yeah, sure, we can take one. Put it there. Put it there.
That may indeed be water.
And put it there.
Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, Ada. Not wrong at all. Alright, so now we've got to put some pipeline junctions. And what we can do, we'll come off of here. Probably go... We don't need it too far away. Too close. Let's go right there. So we'll do a T there. A T. Come on. There. And then a T. Need to be able to see when that thing goes in. Right there. Alright. So, pipeline from here. There we go. Let's just do noodle. Noodle. And
Fixit pipelines can contain any fluid, including the water necessary for coal-powered generators. Note, water does not flow upwards by itself. While water extractors provide some lift, to truly defy gravity, consider the use of pipeline pumps.
Probably did this a little close now that I'm actually looking at it. Yes, I did. Dang it. Alright, let me get rid of all of these. There we go. Because what we need to do is actually be a little bit further out, just so we have room for the coal to come in. So maybe we'll set this... Oh, I don't know. Like, probably about here. Let's see, probably right... there. That's good. Because it'll still queue us up when... or it'll tell us when we're in line with that. Okay, let me add these in and then we'll do some more plumbing. Alright, so that is all piped in there. And now what we need to do is pipe in these three together. Back here. And then what I like to do is take one from there to the front. And then we come out from this side and go into here, and let's go, you know, should we try the new curve? Yeah, let's do a curve. Ooh, that looks good. I like that. Yeah, that looks real good. Alright, and then from here, we go into each of these. There to there. Hop up over that. Keep working our way down. Alright, and the last one from there to there. Alright, so there is all of our water. So 3 go in. They're in a full loop with kind of a separator in the middle. This will help level out all the lines, and if we wanted to, could also even come down and even add these. This will just kind of help ensure this pipe is properly filled, and then each of them go into this area here. So now we can just pipe from here all the way in. Alright, so now that that's in, what I want to do is add kind of like a walk path over the top of this. So we don't have to try to jump through all here, because we're going to put little elevators, or the, sorry, not the elevators, the lifts, the conveyor lifts, on each of these up to the next level, which is where the coal will come through. And so you'll kind of walk on top of this, so we don't have to deal with trying to jump and do all that fun. So what I have here is we got our ceiling, or sorry, our wall. Now we'll grab a 1 foundation, hop up over here, put it here, let's H it, and I think I want to have this, do I want to have it centered? Oh crud, I just realized those things are going to, because I don't have the hole in the floor, those are going to look weird. You know what? When we get the hole in the floor, we'll come back and smooth that out. And so for right now, what we'll do is we'll have this back walking area and delete that so we have access so it doesn't look too funny. But at least we can walk up on this. And let's extend this out like 1 right there. And then add a little bit of a ramp coming down. There we go. And then we'll delete this, and you know, we'll finish doing the decorating on what would look good, but this will allow us to come up and be able to have access to back here because we're going to have to wire all of this. Let's extend, put this one out 1 more. Perfect. All right, look at that. There we go. Now we've got our coal plants and our water pumps, so we need to actually get our coal from where? Coal. Yep, it's gonna be up over there. Alright, think I got all the resources that we need. I also made a miner, and then I also turned in created a couple more alien DNA capsules from those, I don't know, those things, whatever the heck they're called. Made some of that just so we would have it, so we can try to get the rebar gun. Let's build over here and see what we've got. Got a couple bad guys over here. Some goons that I think we can kind of take care of. Probably want to go in maybe this way. I hear something. Sounds funny. Alright, what's up, fellas? You ready? Come on. You gonna come get me? Alright. Yep. Alright. Oi, oi. Oi. You. Come on. There you are. Come here. I'm coming for you. Gotcha. Where'd your buddy go? Oh, he's down over here. Yeah, that should be, I think, our last thing that we need to get our last DNA. Sweet. Alright, let's scan again. Alright, looks like right up over here. Alright, so we've got 4 miners that we can get a bunch of coal from. Let's see, how much are we producing out of this? So 60? Oh, goodness. Alright. Sure, let's dance. Oh, 3 of them. I don't know if I want to dance with all 3 of you, though. Come on. Come on. Woohoo. Alright. Where'd you go? Come here. Alright. Got you. And got you. Let's work on trying to get these wired together. And bring these out over here. And I just saw something that we need. We'll take that. Thank you.
Potential edible collected. Reminder that look and smell alone do not provide sufficient data to determine exact risk of consumption. Just because it looks like you can eat it does not mean it won't eat you. Research it in the MAM to establish classification and potential application.
Alright. Cool, so we've got our electrical power run over here. And, you know what, let's bring this over, because I can't remember how much coal we're going to need, so let's bring this over on this side. And we'll run this down to our generators and figure out exactly how much coal we're going to need, so we don't have like 4 of them running if I don't need all of them running. I think all we need is 2 of them, if I recall. But it's been a little bit since I've started off and had to build one from scratch. Alright, so our coals burn 15 a minute per unit, so 15. We can remember that. Come on, out of there. So 15 times 8 is 120. So yeah, all we need is 2 of those nodes over there to get pulled over to this side. We can probably run it on a 120 line, and then we can just get 1 fed over here and kind of go that route. All right, so we need to get prepared for all of that. So let's get our conveyor lifts going in here, and let's see, how do we want to do this? Alright, so this actually looks pretty cool. So I just put the conveyor or the lift right on it, single stack high, and then put the flooring, and so now the conveyor just sits and looks like it's going through the floor. Alright, so we need to try to balance this to the best of our ability while we build this thing. And so what I was thinking was we can put a splitter here, and we can bring it in from here. So this will do that one. And then this will do that one. If we do the same down here, do here and there. So what we have is we can do conveyor ones for most of this for right now. Let's put that as straight. So that one will go in there. Let's come down to this end. This one will go in there. And then I guess this one will go here. And this one will go here. Yes. Alright, so now we've got... So those 2 will go, or that one will do the 2, 2, 2, 2. So now we need this to merge these ones. And for that, let's grab a splitter. And what we can do is, let's put one on there. And let's say one... You know what? Let's go that way. So what I did is I'm going to have a line come from the outside, I think. Alright, let's see how this works. So, if we grab a conveyor lift, we will go from here to there. There's a mini one. And then from here to there, there's a mini lift. So, stuff's going to come into here, it's going to come out, go into there, and then get put into those, so then we need one from here to here. And that, let's see, do I want to do a conveyor lift on that? I don't think so. I think we could probably just do... Oh, that's going to come in from that side, huh? But we could do like that. That actually doesn't look too bad. I kind of like the look of that. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool looking. I like that look. Alright, so then, last thing we need is a splitter to feed into this one. and that one, correct? I believe so. So for that, we can do... Yeah, we'll go too high on that. And then conveyor belt from here to there. From there to there. So those lined up absolutely perfect. And we'll do something kind of cool with this. Probably after we get some architectural pieces, we'll put something underneath to make it look like it's being supported. And then all we can do is bring in our line that'll come right into here. And we'll probably raise it up so we can walk underneath all of this. So this will definitely need to be a 2. Like that. And conveyor belt 2. Put that as straight. And we're probably going to run it... Oh, if I had to guess... Let's say to here. Like that. It's a little out of the way. It kind of clips into that, but we can take care of that a little bit later if we feel like it. And so then from here, I think for the meantime, let's just come from back here. And, you know, we could do kind of like a nice long curve. That could be kind of cool. Let's put the stackable lift here. And then come off from here. And go like that. Ooh, I like that curve. That looks pretty good. I like that. Cool, and then we can just run these platforms all the way down and then connect it up to those 2 front miners right there, and then we'll just disconnect the 2 back ones. Alright, let's run this out. Alright, so I think I've got everything run. We've got a... this is just a 60 line because we're only, you know, producing 60. It's kind of curved in its way up into this merger. And why did that do that? Why does that look so funny? What is that? Okay, there we go. Well, that's weird. Let's, I guess let's delete all that and try that again. Beautiful. I'll say it's a little glitchy, but hey, that works. Alright, so we've got power to those 2. Power run all the way to the coal. And I think all we have to do now is just run power up to our base. And hopefully we've got enough to do this. I know we are almost out of just plain fuel for those burners. So I'm going to run a line all the way up that ramp for the time being. And get it plugged in and see if we blow a breaker. If it does, we'll shut down most of our production until this thing gets up and running. And then we'll be able to actually disconnect that system after that. Alright, so this will be a test. So if I connect from here to here, we'll see if we kill the breaker. Yep, there we go. That's fine. I figured that was going to happen. So for the time being, we will, I don't know, kill that line. And maybe see if that is enough. Okay. So that shut down. So now we should have power down this line, right? Alright, we do. Let's get down and see if we can see the coal come in and watch those things start. Alright, they're still blinking red. But we've got power to the machines. And these are running. I think all we gotta do now is just wait for the coal to roll in. I see it coming over there. Here it comes. Yep, that's gonna be from first line, and look, that's right where we get the 2 lines coming in. Come on, Cole. You're going so slow. Hurry it up. Make it here. I want to make sure all this works. Oh, and we shut down. That's not good. Alright, let's see. But you know, we might be able to restart. Let's see what happens when this first bit of coal gets here. Because if this gets put into the system, it should be primed with water, right? Yeah, so this is sitting with water. The fuel should come in. This might work to our advantage. We'll let all this fill into the machines and then restart, and we might be actually running off of the coal immediately. So let's see how this works. Alright, coal's making its way through and should start separating out. Let's take a look over here at the split. Alright, so that works. Oh, you know what? Oh, you know, nope, we did it. It goes down. Alright, so that's going this way. We've got some going into that machine. Some should have went into this machine. Some going over there. And we've got some going into over here. Alright, let's see if we have any getting stored. So nothing in there yet. Is that because the power's not on? No, look at that. We got one in the machine. Alright. 2 in there. 4. This will probably be 5 or 6. 4. Yep, that's working. That's good. That's good. That's good. Alright, so each of them have coal. Alright, let's flip the power and see if these will run to keep the power going. Alright, we've got smoke. And look at that, we've got 930 megawatts. That is going to be enough to keep the coal running and keep the machines going. Now we are going to lose a little bit of prime because we did lose power, so we'll probably burn through some of this coal, might get a little unstable. But look at that. We've got our first coal plant. Alright, let's get up and reconnect that power line. Alright, well I dismantled all of the generators, and the coal ones took a little bit to stabilize, but we are good at 600 watts, consuming on average about 358 with a max of 437. So that gives us a couple hundred to play around with, but now we have all this room for all kinds of fun and getting into shenanigans with. The coal seems to be doing good. It's running smooth now. So I think we will end this episode off here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So I think between this episode and next episode, I'll start working on some resources and probably build a second set of generators so we can tie in those other those other 2 miners and double our power. And then we can start working on the copper facility and start getting that going, because then we'll have power and we can really start building things. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, comment that down below. Make sure you guys keep it simple, and I'll see y'all in the next one, alright? Take it easy, everybody. Bye.